We've had to close dining rooms where changes have been made based at the state and local level. And in all cases, we've been in compliance as quickly as possible with either local ordinances, county health, or in the case of 19 counties in California, as dictated by the state. And we'll continue to do that because it's in our best interest collectively to follow the facts, follow the science, and make sure that we have the health and safety of our guests and our team members squarely in front of us.
Mark, what has that meant for your business, though, to move forward with reopening plans, only have to scale them back for your business and for employees?
Employees are concerned, obviously. One of the things that we did 6, 7, 8 weeks ago was that we started early on with a maniacal focus on safety within the restaurants. Long before we were required to do things, we shut down the salsa bars. We added plexiglass stations in front of our cashiers. We added sanitizers in the restaurants. We added a dining room attendant who does nothing but visibly clean, 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 and clean. It's the closest thing you'll find to a perpetual motion machine, all intended to make sure that the environment is as safe as possible. And the reason that we do this is, at the end of the day, from my perspective, and I believe very strongly in this, that the way forward for us is to reinstill a sense of confidence on the part of the consumer in terms of whether it's their shopping experience or their dining experience. And to the extent that we can do that, we can shorten the cycle of bringing business back. To the extent that we don't, the pathway back becomes longer and more difficult, quite frankly.
Speaking of that, Mark, as we're talking, Miami-Dade, mayor's office on the tape now saying they're going to reclose restaurants and gyms effective Wednesday. I know you know Florida well. You know a lot of markets well. As you think about Florida, Texas, Arizona, and California, I mean, what to you stands out in terms of hotspots and areas in which you think policy still has the wherewithal to keep these outbreaks under control?
Well, you have to take it market by market and state by state. Governor Newsom in California was an early proponent of closing things down and making sure that the hotspots were dealt with quickly. I am confident that Governor Ducey in Arizona will take the steps that he deems necessary to protect the citizenry of Arizona. Those are the kinds of things that we have to follow. But what we've done is really pivoted our business in order to make sure that we can be responsive to our guests. Rubio's has long been kind of an oasis, and I use the term both literally and figuratively. We're the fish tacos and beer people with sand in your toes, and we want to make sure that we make that experience still available to our guests as often and as safely as we can. So we moved very quickly to contactless delivery, curbside pickup, things of that nature, express pickup in the restaurants, a maniacal focus on sanitation in the restaurants, all of those things that we could do to make it easier for our guests to enjoy their Rubio's favorites. Two additional things that we did, which have worked out very well for us, is we changed our menu a tad, and we added family taco kits and family burrito kits. And who doesn't love to build their own tacos at night with their kids? And these are things that have served us well, and more importantly, served our guests well.
Yeah, no, you're right. If you can do any kind of direct-to-consumer product, and if it sounds like you're saying restaurants in general, because of the limitations on dine-in, are going to get just in aggregate more casual by their very nature, by their menu, by their by the way in which you interact with the staff. Everything's going to get less formal, right?
I think that's right. But we have to take into account, and I keep coming back and stressing, that the way back is to instill confidence. And the only way you can do that is to focus on the health and well-being of not just your guests, but your employees. So providing PPE for our employees, requiring guests wear masks in our restaurants where it's required by local ordinances. We do those things to protect not just the guests, but also our people. Our people have been courageous. I can't thank them enough for what they've done. One quick example was we pivoted quickly to add curbside pickup to our restaurants, something we had never done before. I challenged our field organization to get it done quickly, using whatever local resources they could find. And within 72 hours, 95% of our restaurants that could have curbside delivery had curbside delivery. It enhanced a sense of entrepreneurial spirit within our system. that just, I couldn't have been more proud of the organization and the entrepreneurial spirit that has been rekindled. And as we fight, and it's a daily fight, if we keep in mind that we're serving people and that we can be that oasis, that sense of normalcy at a time when it is so desperately needed. Simple, good food served by friendly people who remember you, and sometimes even behind the masks, know who you are and know that you're a frequent guest.